It says leaders don't have to yell. National team coach on leading high-performing teams. So we are going to be getting an insight into what exactly is here, why this particular book at this time, and so much more. Coach, first of all, why this book?
In actual fact, I've been reading some books on written by Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. And I realized a lot of good points that they have in there. So I asked myself, how come most of our leaders in coaching, how come they've not written anything down for us to pick something from? And many of them are dying now.
Yeah.
So I said it's important I put something down so that at least the young ones coming can read it, those who are playing and those who are coaching. And apart from that, there are a lot of points in there that I believe every leader or anyone who has an association, an office, can also have a reader at it and make sure he gets something to achieve what he wants at his workplace.
But I mean, you mentioned Sir Alex Ferguson as in Wenger. Were they the biggest motivation for you in writing this book?
In natural fact, yeah. I especially as Wenger because I'm an Arsenal fan.
Okay. And, that's nice.
I believe that their coaching style was good. And you see, Alex Ferguson believes in development of the youth, and that's something that I also pick from there. Always making sure he has some youth who are backing up the team that he's got.
But you mentioned as in Wenger, the youth. We saw you at the Black Stars invite a lot of players.
Yeah.
Is it the same principle that you believe in, and the reason you want to give chance to sometimes the unknown?
I think that looking at this is a national team. You're talking about the national team.
Yeah.
The national team should not focus on only few players. The national team should always have 3 sort of teams, so that in case this batch is wiping off, we got a backup, youth who will take over. I think for some time now, that's something that we did not do.
Okay.
If you look at the 5-year development plan that, what do you call him, Ben Kofi did.
Okay.
That's where we had the batch of ACN, Sule, John Mensah.
Yeah.
And then we all got stuck with these same players for a very long time. They went to 2006, they went to 2010, they went to 2014.
Some of them.
Yeah. So at 2014, you ask yourself who are taking over from them.
Yeah.
We did not prepare any backup team.
We'll get into some of these technicalities, but briefly, the title of this book, Leaders Don't Have to Yell. Is this a subtle response to those who criticize you the most in this country? I mean, there's a lot of talk out there about how you as a leader don't speak. We don't hear from you. Is this a response to them?
Oh, this is, I would say, my lifestyle. Depicts the title of the book. It tells you that if you're a leader, it's not always that you shout. Or if you even want to shout, it should be different. Like on the pitch, as a coach, sometimes you need to shout at someone for him to listen.
Yeah.
But that does not mean yelling at him or shouting him without purpose. Because I was setting an example, and I said that the only time you can even send a message across to a player is when there's an infringement, when the game stops for a throw-in, corner kick. And that's the reason why most coaches do sit on the bench. And they wake up at a time where they think they can send a message across. Then when it's halftime, that's a second time that we can also send messages across. But it's how people control their emotions. That is what maybe people want me to do, which I think I know how to control my emotions. I've been playing for some years, and you see, if you look at the managers all around, many of them can control their emotions because they know when to act. But a player, someone, let's say, take a coach of Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, Diego Simeone.
Yeah, he, the way he controls his emotions, he will keep running and throwing his hands. And
some say coaches have to be vocal, you have to be animated, you have to show passion.
Ask yourself, look at the playing in Europe.
Yeah.
In Ghana, maybe I will use Kotoko and Haas, where the stadium is packed. Are you telling me that if you're talking to someone even closer to you, can he listen to you or can he hear what you're saying? You know, it's all emotions. And as I said, the only time you can send a message across is when, the game stops. And at that particular time, maybe if someone is closer to you, you can send a message to him to send it across too. Yeah. But as to messages that you think you are sending, can you stand here when the stadium is packed or there are full people in the stadium?
We'll come back to that style of yours, but to your mind, what is the biggest takeaway from this book you've written? 380 pages and more. What is the biggest takeaway? If anyone wants to get this book, what is the biggest promise of value from this book?
She talks about leadership, and there are so many leadership qualities in it.
Okay.
And a lot of things that players who are playing now, like investing their money.
Yeah.
And then as the coaches, where they need to take bold decisions, and then it tells about suggestions that is being given that if we all follow, it will help our football in the future. So as I said, and there are so many interesting topics. Once you start a topic, I believe if someone calls you for even food, you will say, "Oh, wait, let me finish."
But in telling your story, of course, this is all about you and life experiences, your career experiences. Which of the chapters here, which of the topics here excited you the most in telling the story?
There's this one story. I think 1983, 84.
Okay.
We went to Tamale.
At Kotoko?
At Kotoko. I was a player then.
Yeah. You moved to Kotoko in 82?
81, 82 season. Yeah. So when we went, because it was difficult then to win a game at Tamale. So we were leading by 2-1, and it was just about 5 minutes to the end of the game, and there was an infringement. So I was trying to clear a ball, and our two players stepped on it. So they whistled for infringement. I intentionally lied down, thinking that it would waste some kind of time. And all of a sudden, I saw the R2 supporters coming on the pitch. They came, and some held my 2 legs, and some held my hands. They said, they started, "Let's throw him away." 1, 2, 3, and then they threw me
outside the pitch.
Yeah, the supporters were just running.
And that was their way of protesting your
they knew that. Yeah, they knew that I was faking it. But when I got over there, I had to speed in there in the pitch.
Anyway, but I mean, you have several beautiful moments in your career.
Yeah.
Which one would you pick as a topmost moment for you?
I think our game against Egypt, where we won 6-1. Ghana versus Egypt in Kumasi. That was.
That's your highlights as a manager.
That was one of the happiest moments in my life.
What made it so delightful?
Because I knew that we had to qualify to the World Cup, and being a Ghanaian, taking this step, and actually when we won the 6-1, I knew we had qualified already.
Also, I want to know about your co-author in this book. Not a lot of people will know him, Che Bafo.
Yeah.
Who is he? And why him? Why did you choose him?
Yeah, I had a friend whose name is Bafo. He lives in the US. So we were discussing about writing a book, and he said he's got a friend there called Che.
Yeah.
So I said, what proves that he can write the book? So he told me, he's written the book. So I told him to send me the book, let me have a look. So I had a look, and I thought that he could write it. And that's how come I got to know him, and that's how he started writing the book for us.
But let's get into your career now. Looking back at everything that you've done as a footballer and as a coach, especially as a coach, what is your biggest regret?
For me, I've not regretted anything, in a single thing.
Not even returning to the Black Stars?
No. I think, you see, the most important thing is you being there, doing the best that you can.
Yeah.
And for me, I think all along the line, I did the best that I could. And then any decision that I took, you see, in coaching is about risk taking.
Okay.
So every single decision that you take, in taking the risk, But if it goes well, fine, you thank God. But if not, you learn from the decision that you took, and then you carry on. But I have to regret it now.
So, I mean, recently, you the entire technical teams of the various national teams were all dissolved by the new administration of the GFA. How is your relationship like with the new administration?
I think it's better we don't talk about the new administration at the appropriate time.
Is it because you have some pain there?
No,
about
actually.
How certain things were dealt with?
Just that I don't want to talk about their issues, with me or the way they do their things. But see, as a coach, you should never think you stay at one place forever. You should always, at any given time, have your bag on your side.
Yeah.
Because if you even lose a game, the management may decide, okay, that's the end of you. But for me, I think I have done what I could, and for that reason, if someone is, taking the role, you have to appreciate it and carry on.
Yeah, I understand. The sentiments and everything, but of course, it's a national appointment. It's something that breeds patriotism. Are you concerned about where the Black Stars is heading after you?
Yeah, automatically I'm a Ghanaian, and for that reason, I would love that, Ghana even goes on to win the AFCON or the World Cup, and I hope him and Shada and be proud, say that, look, these are 1-2 players that I brought in, and they've made me proud. I believe that, the players that we have, I'm not saying that the new technical team should still concentrate on the same players, because they have their own philosophy. They know the kind of players that they need. But I will be really happy if Ghana, wins any competition.
But remember, you're watching. We are also live on 3FM 92.7. In case you're stepping out, you can still follow the interview, the conversation on radio. It's on 3FM on Sunrise at 92.7. But Coach, you worked with CK Akonnor briefly before you left the Black Stars. Did you see the qualities in CK that says he can lead the Black Stars to glory, even if you failed at doing that?
No, what I thought was, Ghana as a country, I believe that even anytime I'm not around, we should get a Ghanaian, to succeed me. So my intention was to make sure we get a lot of coaches getting closer to the national team. So I thought he was one of the coaches that should be given the chance, to be close to the national team. So that I didn't want a situation where at the time of my tenure, then they will say, okay, only maybe 1 or 2 coaches have been closer to the national team. But I wanted a pool of coaches to get the opportunity, so that at the end of it, all Ghanaians will say, okay, they should go to this man or that.
But do you think Kurt is the right guy at the moment?
I wouldn't like to talk about Kurt or his management.
Why is that?
Because they have just been given the position, and
Yeah.
you just need to give them a chance.
Okay. So we are still looking at the Black Stars. Of course, it's one of the biggest chapters in your life, and of course in this book as well. What is your word of advice to CK now that he's gotten into the job that you just left? I'm sure you know all the dangers in there. You know all the turns to take to succeed. What is the biggest advice you give to CK if you met him this morning?
What I can say is that he needs to be strong, to take his own decisions.
As simple as that?
Yeah, because every coach has got his own philosophy and the kind of players that he likes. So it will be difficult to go into technicalities.
Now, so there were some reports that, I'm sure you said in another media house that you said you were richer than all the Black Star players. Can you clarify that on this platform?
No, it is taken out of context. I said, look, I don't know whether you're married.
I am.
If you're married and you've got children, let's just say you've got children, automatically, if you are able to take care of your kids, take care of your family, and you are happy, I see that as you being the richest man. Because the richest man does not mean you got money. Money is nothing, because money, if you got money and you are not happy with problems and sicknesses and stuff, it doesn't make you a rich man. So I said that I'm a rich man because I am happy with my family, and I don't depend on anybody to take care of my family. And for that reason, that makes me a richest man.
A couple more questions and then I'll let you go. Looking at your time at the Black Stars, who were your biggest problems in the dressing room? Which of the players give you the biggest headache in the dressing room?
Well, normally, you see, as a coach, you don't expect all the players, or even whenever you're working in a society, you should never think that everybody will atone to whatever you think, or should not have the right to say their mind. So there could be players, but it's how you also deal with them, or how you let them know there's a lie nobody crosses.
But Jose Mourinho in an interview once said that his biggest headache in a dressing room in his entire coaching career was Mario Balotelli. He just could not get control on this guy. Did you have a player like that in the Black Stars dressing room?
No, I actually didn't have a player who... There are some players who always tell you what it is. But you see, Ghanaians don't like the attitude.
Confrontations.
But I think that the guy is right to say whatever he thinks, but you make sure he doesn't cross a line where his utterances or his behavior will have effect on the younger ones who are coming up. Because once that happens, then you are encouraging them to do that as well. So,
of course, you said you see that as a positive. Can you name some of those players who were confrontational in a positive way?
No, actually, I don't believe that. I think that once he's a good player, and once he can help the nation, irrespective of what he does off the field, you need to find means to accommodate him.
Also, before you leave, now you are out of the Black Stars. A lot of people have known you. Post your playing career as a coach that likes to take the big jobs. So you've been at Kotoko and a few others. You've been in Sudan. Then from the Black Stars, are we to expect you to return to club football? If so, where? Or are you considering yourself a national team coach for the remainder of your career?
You see, as I said earlier, as a coach, anytime you should be ready for any consequence as to whether. But now, as at now, my position, I haven't actually decided. I will not lie to you. There are some offers.
Yeah.
But
I was about asking you that.
whether to go here or to go there, or even to stop the coaching.
Have you considered stopping?
Yeah, it's very possible, because I don't only do coaching. I have other works that I do.
What else you do?
No, I do so many things. I do.
You want to know what are the other things you do?
No,
are you into farming? Are you a music producer? We want to know what else is there to Kwesi Appiah aside football?
No, if you read the book, you'll find it.
So we have that information in the book, won't we? Okay, but Do you consider yourself the biggest coach in Ghana at the moment?
No. I think there are other coaches who are also good, or maybe better than me. But I believe that, people should be given opportunities. The method that I'm out of the national team should not close the doors to other people who can also do it for the nation.
Are you still owed by the GFA?
I wouldn't like to go in there.
Okay, but on this particular book, I mean, a lot of people are excited that finally they get to hear, Kwesi Appiah. It's quite voluminous. It's over almost 400 pages, this particular book. Leaders Don't Have to Yell. I was asking Coach here if it was a subtle way of communicating to the public that he does not have to scream to send his points across. Maybe that communication is in here, how to lead without screaming.
Yeah. No, I believe that even here, you've got some workers are working with you. And automatically, if every single day you come in and you start yelling at them, or shouting at them, I don't believe that you can achieve what you want. They cannot give you whatever you want to achieve. But the bottom line is, if you come, you are happy, or someone are doing some wrong things, you find means to get to them, to change the attitude. Automatically, that will help you instead of, shouting or yelling at them.
My director is screaming in my ears. She needs a signed copy of this book. So hopefully when it's launched, she's going to get one. Do you promise me that?
Hopefully.
Okay, but before I go, last question before I go actually, I want to know, what is the best 11? I know it's in the book. So for those who are hoping to get a copy of this book, for those who would go to the bookshops to get them, it's on page 388. That's where you have the best 11. But run by us, who are the best ever Ghanaian players?
Oh, I think I've got all, and
yeah, I know.
I've got some descriptions in the book that tells why I chose.
Why you chose those players?
And then I think there are so many good players who are coming up, and hopefully we should get more. But for now, I chose about 23 players as a squad for a competition.
I see here, very interesting. I wish we had time for this, but I see here you chose Balotelli, you chose Anthony Yeboah. Knowing the history, it would have been very interesting to know why you're still stuck with these players. But of course, exceptional players to have graced, Ghanaian football, and of course to have worn the Black Stars jersey. Thank you very much, Coach Kwesi Appiah, for passing through the show. I've been here with Coach Kwesi Appiah. He is the ex-Black Stars coach and also a very, very integral member when writing the history of Ghana football.